Hey neighbors, how's it going?
Hey,
we already started. We're gonna start. Hey neighbors, we're in New York. Really happy to be here with Yukai, Dara, and Joe. So what are we up to today or this weekend?
We're here
It's not even a weekend. It's Monday.
Yeah, we're here for one of the largest NFT conferences in the U.S. every year, and it's called NFT.NYC.
Every year? Has this happened other years?
I think so, because they say the last were the best, and the quotes they keep getting is like it's like the CES of NFTs. It's like the South by Southwest. And if you've been to those conferences, it's like crazy. It's multiple days, but it's not just one block, right? It's a lot of blocks, no pun intended, and it's like so many speakers and all that stuff.
Okay, so a few things happening. Let's announce some product updates. We just launched memory marks, and we had a blast doing it. Oh, we did. We were competing for who can add a memory mark the fastest or the best one, right? Because what happens? So what happens when I add a memory mark and then somebody else?
All right. The reason why just among the four of us we're fighting to add memory marks first is because we use a mechanism called the bandwagon streak, and the bandwagon streak exists because we don't want people to just randomly mark memories very quickly just to get meta rent. We want them to actually have good integrity in the data. So the idea is that instead of just marking memories, you want to predict what other people will mark it as and do it first. So if you mark a memory first as inspiring, then that sets up a 30-day period where everyone else who marks it also as inspiring will give you a little bit of meta rent up to a cap. So the four of us, like, I want to be the first person because if I mark this memory as inspiring and June does also inspiring, then I get meta rent. And if, let's say, Dara comes in and acts as inspiring also, then June and I get meta rent. So we want to be there first. We want to be the last out of us four because that person gets no meta rent, unfortunately. So that's why we were just fighting for it. And it's called the bandwagon streak because through my gamification work, because it's a streak of how many people jump on your bandwagon.
Love it. So that just launched maybe an hour ago, maybe 30 minutes ago. So definitely try it out. We just also worked on some PRDs. So for example, being able to add memory in groups. So the idea here is we just went out, we had brunch, and we met this cool guy named Mikey. And he talked about how he started this restaurant with his brother. And that memory in itself, maybe it's a little simple, but imagine more complex memories, memories that are incredibly meaningful and that you had with different people. It could be a bachelor party, it could be a wedding, it could be a birthday, it could be many things. It could be a memory of how I used to beat Yukai all the time in Super Smash Brothers.
Yeah, and that's actually factually incorrect. So therefore, I can add my perspective to that same memory and say, this did not happen.
Exactly. So it's this idea of being able to add perspectives to memories and make it richer. So the idea is there can be a memory author, and I can invite Yukai, Dara, Joseph to add their perspectives in those parts of the memory. And that just makes it rich, adds more color, and is able to just make it a more enjoyable and meaningful memory.
So 100 years later, historians will look at the Metablox memories, and they'll say, like, it seemed 100 years ago, June Loaiza claimed that he beat Yukai in Super Smash Bros. But according to Yukai's account from the same time period, that is actually false. So we don't actually know who won the Super Smash Bros. Match.
We'll have to have a decisive battle one of these days. So that's being written. Also, memories on mobile. We know this is really important. We're going to be working on it. I'm not sure if we talked about this, but we also brought on board a new UX designer, Han Feng, who's working tirelessly on all this stuff. Thank you, Joe. What else is going on? You have a talk. What's going on with your talk on Thursday?
So previously I had 2 speeches in the conference. And actually, this is a kind of weird story because I applied to be a speaker. And they took a lot of speakers. They take almost 50% of people applied. But then when I applied, there seems to be a software bug that whenever I click save, it kills all the text and it's just 5 words left in my bio. So I'm like, this is not right. And so I emailed them and they just responded, we confirm that we received your submitted speaker profile. So do not worry. I'm like, okay, but do you notice that it gets cut into 5 words? Can we fix this? And like, oh, don't worry, we got it taken care of. So then I'm like, okay. Then after a few weeks, I'm like, I'm really not sure. Let me try again. Still the same problem. Let me send an email to them. And they just said, don't worry. We now confirmed that we received your application. So now I realize it's a plug and play. So I think because of the bug, I didn't actually get into this to speak. And, I'm biased. But if you look at the people, most people consider me to be above average in terms of being a speaker profile. Yeah. So
I am above average.
Yeah. Most of the time I'm the keynote speaker at a conference, but this one takes a lot. But luckily, because we are partners with Polygon Studios, and they're one of the top 2 or 3 sponsors of the conference, they wanted me to, and they like my work, a lot of them read my book, they wanted me to speak at the event. Now, previously, there were 2 talks, right? I was talking on the main stage in the conference, and I'm also speaking at the Polygon specific event that's happening at the same time. But rightfully so, one of the Polygon executives said, oh, he would like to have that spot to share some important things about Polygon. So that one was moved away, and so I'm still speaking at the Polygon event. So that's basically what's going on.
It's good. It's a good update. I'm just going to do that. No, all good.
I failed.
Is that important, by the way?
Well, it'll fall
It should
asleep.
still be recording.
Yeah, I should still be recording, but
Okay.
just in case. But I say we wanted to keep this short. A few of the things they're working on. I talked about mobile memories, talked about memory marks. Oh, also we talked about memory perspectives, and we also want to talk about memory stories or memory albums or memory collectives, which is basically memories happen over the course of several days and happen in different locations. So that's also what we're going to be working on. I'll be working on the PRD for that today or tomorrow, so we can get that the UX built out and we can start building that out as well.
We're doing some quality of life features for adding memories. So we're going to allow people to edit their memories,
that's it,
rearrange the actual photos,
Yeah.
and making one the cover. We allow people to edit their memories. Also, we will eventually get into place where if people want to submit more than 10 photos in a memory, they can pay more meta rent to add more photos. Another thing about memory marks that we just launched today is that if you're not aware, if you don't own any blocks in our platform, you will have one memory mark in a given day. It's one of the only ways to get meta rent on a daily basis without owning the NFT itself. But every blocks you own gives you one more memory mark per day. So which means if I own 10 blocks in our ecosystem, every day I can give 10 plus 1, which is 11 memory marks to these memories. And I can do the bandwagon streak, so I can gain meta rent through that. And I think most importantly, I'm helping the platform identify what are inspiring memories, what are heartwarming memories, what are enjoyable and solemn memories. And then also the people who submit memories, they will feel encouraged. They'll feel like, hey, people care about my memory. And if you've tried to write a memory already, you know that it's very meaningful, it's very personal, and it's a really enjoyable experience. But once you send it in, before the memory marks exist, you're like, oh, I hope people like it. I don't know. I don't get any feedback. So now you get to have an emotional win. It's like, oh, people actually like my memory, like how inspiring it was. And I think this is important to encourage people to submit more memories.
I agree. And there's 2 parts, right? There's that action and also notifying the neighbor that added the memory that they've been memory marked. So all these notifications we're going to work through as well. So that's it. Let's do one last, this is a conversation piece. What should be our first landmark?
Oh, so June has mentioned a few times that Golden Gate Bridge.
I think the Golden Gate Bridge,
is
you have a nice big bang with it.
Yeah.
And I think your perspective is, hey, you want a softer launch, maybe a little trial period.
So first of all, I think the first one is just to set the scene, how it works, get people to warm up to understand the mechanism. There's probably bugs we need to solve. So
on Golden Gate Bridge, yeah.
And also, if you start with like one of the best things, you can only go downhill from there. So I think it's like 60-70% tier as the first one, and then go up and down. And then at one point, it's like, boom, the Golden Gate Bridge.
What's a 60-70 for you?
Like Alcatraz or...
No, Alcatraz 89.
Okay, fine. Then Ghirardelli.
Ghirardelli, I think. Yeah.
Delhi. And I have a cool memory there.
That's a good memory.
Yeah.
You're just selfish reasons.
I mean, I'm not going to own it anyway, so... But I said Alcatraz, and you vetoed it, so then I gave you the one that you now say is selfish.
I think Ghirardelli is possible. Ferry building, too. Ferry building, sure. But then why in San Francisco? Why not another city?
I guess just because we launched first in San Francisco. Because San Francisco reached the 10% mark. And we did say early on that whenever it reaches 10%...
All right, that's fair.
It releases a special landmark.
I think Ferry building, Ghirardelli, both good candidates for this. Maybe Fisherman's Wharf as well.
It could be Alcatraz as the first one.
We can put it to a vote. Yeah. Maybe we can give some options and we can put it to a vote. I think that might be
have the community decide, so we don't have to argue.
And then when? So it's end of June, coming up to the end of June, so let's plan for this in July.
You have to spend meta rent to vote.
Yeah,
spend Metablox for
in the future, you also might need to spend a bit of Metablox coin as a ticket to go into the auction.
Ticket to ride.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think we should plan for July if we can get this.
I think it just depends on.
It
just depends on.
Hopefully, it's still working.
It actually fell asleep.
No. You just have to hit it. Watch. Yeah, we're still there.
Okay.
And it's still going.
Yeah.
So we're saying landmarks.
I think it depends on
going
the features.
into July. It depends on. So we have memories on mobile. We have memory perspective. Yeah, there's a lot of features. So
and plus, supposedly the feature of the landmark is to generate Metablox coin, right?
That is correct.
And so we may need first of all leveling, because leveling gives you Metablox coin. Memory marks lead to leveling, right? So it makes if you have leveling, then we might need generations. And then
we can launch that all. Like we can launch leveling before generations.
Yeah, we have to.
Yeah. So, but that doesn't necessarily mean we have to launch landmarks before generations.
We can't, or I guess we could.
We could.
Yeah. Okay. But we need Metablox coin in the system for landmarks to, I guess, reach its full potential.
We need to work towards Metablox coin.
Okay.
Which we are.
Yeah. But if it's not on the blockchain, then it doesn't matter.
Yeah. So initially, right. So we tie this all together.
Yeah.
We're working towards Metablox coin. I think initially it'll be on our database, communicating to the user. And as we're working through all the operational parts of Metablox coin to make sure that it's brought to market in the best way possible. In that interim, we can have it in our database, communicating to the user how much coin they will have once this comes to fruition. So that part of it, I think, can come in July. So that means maybe all that is worked in July, and then August we launch our first landmark.
Sure.
That's possible. Tentatively.
Okay. Could come earlier because we do have occasions where we launch earlier than we promise.
I think that's fine. I think landmarks latest end of August, earliest would be sometime end of July. But we're towards it.
By the August is also when we might have LA, right?
Dara, how's LA coming?
It's coming along.
It exists.
It's great.
The idea exists.
That's great.
We came up with a list of prospective landmarks, so we're right now kind of narrowing those down and then defining what area we're going to map. That's where we're at right now.
Yeah, we should let's spend some time here talking about, because LA is huge, right?
Yeah.
Oh, we just had that conversation yesterday.
Right, there's Venice, there's Beverly Hills, there's like west side of LA, then we can go to the east LA. Yeah, there's a lot of areas.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about that.
So when we were speculating, we were thinking, okay, maybe like Hollywood, Beverly Hills, downtown, and stretching to Santa Monica.
I think we should go into Santa Monica because that's a UCLA.
Yeah, so stretching to Santa Monica. That's exactly what I said.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. That's good. Anything else?
That's all.
I think we have to go to lunch.
So by the way, so we're here in New York, right? And we're just...
It's not recording?
It is.
Recording. Oh my god.
It says 0.
1352.
Yeah. So we're in New York, and because we are working on Metablox, we're just like so motivated to create more memories, go around and take photos. And I keep emphasizing on this, right? When you have Metablox, when you're part of the experience, it really makes every trip a lot more meaningful. It's not just like, oh, I go here, I talk to people, I walk around, I go home, and that's it. It's like, oh, every opportunity. Or every place and time is an opportunity to capture new memory and level up blocks that make the ecosystem more meaningful and valuable. So I really think this project just can enrich people's lives.
Definitely. I agree.
Yeah. Like we would actually not have that experience with the owner, Mikey, if we weren't doing Metablox, because we were like, okay, owner, just cool guy, let's walk away now.
Yeah.
Right? But now it's like, hey, let's what's your story, right?
Yeah.
How'd you start your thing? And then we build meaning now into the experience.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's that added part of longevity that I own it, or that now it's on the blockchain forever. Our Weave integration's coming along. Kevin's working on it. We're hoping to get that done this month or it's already going into July, so likely into July.
Yeah.
But I think that adds more meaning, and that scarcity aspect of it means that I'm not just posting everything randomly. I'm not storing those photos, but I'm actually telling a story.
Yeah.
So I think all those things come together to make the product what it is.
Yeah. And so what's funny is we were about to say goodbye, and the reason why I brought up that comment is when I said, oh, once we finish this video, we can go and make memories again. So that's why I brought this up. Like literally we're like, at least I am looking forward to go create memories after this video.
No, that's good.
Yeah.
I think we'd all agree. We're all excited about that.
Yeah. Cool. Okay, with that, what should you do right now? You should go try out memory marks. You get 1 memory marks if you have an account, and for every blocks you have, you need an additional 1. If you haven't already minted a blocks, now's the time to mint. And also reserve New York, right? So New York, you get 3 reservations. If you want more reservations, talk to Dara. She has some challenges in store that you can actually expand the number of reservations that you have. And then minting for New York will probably be next week or in 2 weeks. Yeah, right. So Joe, we need to line up those emails to let people know what's going to happen. Okay, cool. That's it.
Yeah. Let's go. Have a great day, neighbors.
See you, neighbors.
See you in the neighborhood.
Bye.